I'll be showing you how to make basically a song from scratch, mainly for just for e-punk INCELCORE, but this, I mean, I guess could really apply to anything. So the first thing you want to do is you want to start off with a rhythm track. I usually start at 132 for the tempo, but you're also good to go with just to start off like 120, 110, 100. That's usually a good starting place if you don't know your exact tempo. And then after that, you basically just want to record your main guitar, and you want to double track too. So with my guitar tracks, I usually double track, and I usually put at least for the main guitar all the way to the right and left 100. I have it at 0, but negative, like, you can do negative or positive for the decibels, just if it's too loud. You should also, like, to measure if it's too loud or not, always look up here. If it's reaching red, that's bad. Let's just listen to the guitar. Alright, so it's not a bad riff, not bad at all, but even with like with a really good riff, you wanna basically just add background guitar. What this does is basically just amplifies the it's basically like the bass of the main guitar, if you want to say that. And with this, I usually do 50% left, 50% right, or basically half of what you have your main guitar. So if you have this at like 60, then you just do your background guitar at 30. Basically, that's that's really it for the background guitar. Just make sure you're staying on time. But after that, we go on to our actual bass, and I use the actual bass guitar, but sometimes you can get away with it if it's just a regular guitar, but I wouldn't really recommend it. But for the bass, normally you just have it in the center, so it can actually it actually can work as a bass, because if you do it like left or right, then it just wouldn't really work if you pan it left or right. And the volume, it just depends on what kind of bass you have. But for the most part, yeah, just keep your bass in the middle, keep it panned in the center. Volume just depends if how much you want it to be heard or how little. Generally, at least for me, I just keep it here since this is how my plugin works. After that, you want to go to your lead guitar. At least this is how I do it. You want to go to your lead guitar, and then you basically just want to pan it like 10 on each side. And then volume, just make sure it doesn't be mixed into the mix. But after that, you also don't want your lead guitar to be too loud to where it drowns out the guitar or the main guitar or whatever, or the bass. So I just keep it at 0 since, it sounds good. 0, maybe plus 1 or 2 decibels. And then here's the part that's tricky. So I use this this electrical drum kit that I actually have in my room, but for 9 times out of 10, most people will use just digital drums. I don't know how to do digital drums, so this is just how I do it. But I usually keep it just in the center, since this is just how my drums work. It never worked if I double tracked it or anything. And then the decibel is just because my drums just suck. But is how it sounds. And then generally for drums, you want to compress them. So if you're doing this in Audacity, you just go here and then you go compressor and then you compress it how much. Just experiment with it. For me, it generally work, like the lower you go, the more it was like weird it'll sound, more compressed. And whatnot, but I usually do like 15 for the compressor. But after that, you want to go to your vocals. Now the thing with vocals, with the plugins I use, they kind of crash my stuff often. But what you want to do is you want to basically just pan it, at least the main vocals, left or right, like 20 or 10. For backup vocals, you want to do it, like if you're doing 20, then you want to do it 40. If you're doing 10, then I would just suggest like 30. There's effects that I add. I usually add this amplitude effect. It's supposed to be a guitar like plugin, but I use the default settings for my vocals, and it works. But another thing with backup vocals too, especially if you're using the same plugin, is you want to usually just keep it like lower than the main vocals. Like I'll just play the track real quick so you can get a taste of what the main vocals sound like.
I can't believe I trusted you. You were one of the worst. I wanna fucking die, and yet I can't get back. I wanna fucking do it. I can't bring back. I wanna fucking die now. It's your time.
With your main vocals, you usually you just want to keep it higher than the backup vocals. I don't have backup vocals right now, since if I do, it'll probably crash my my Audacity because my computer sucks. But yeah, that's basically just how you do it. And then, but for example, if you were gonna add the backup vocals, like in this case, if it's -3, I'll probably play like -5, -6, and then I'll pan it like 40 or 30. And that's how I would do my backup vocals. But after that, you want to export it, and I already exported it earlier. What you want to do is you want to go to the folder it's in. I'll show you the first thing that the first part of mixing. You want to open up the plugin thing in FL, which is F8 for the shortcut. You want to go to this Maximus right here, and then you go down here, presets, mastering. You want to press on clear master. So let's just listen to here. The master basically just like makes it sound more better, more polished a little, but more loud, because it also amplifies like some of the stuff that needs to be amplified. After that, you want to press F9, and then I already have it here, but I'll just remove it. And what you want to do is you want to go to master, right click, and then you want to go file, and then you want to press general purpose mastering, and then these three should at least the first one, these three should pop up. Click on this slot 4, left click, select more plugins, scroll all the way down until you see this Uline loudness meter. I'll have the download link in the description, but what this basically does is it keeps track of like how loud your audio is. And if you already have a loudness meter, then feel free to use it. This is just a free one that I used, and you want to generally keep it in between -9 and -6. So if it's like up here, then it's generally not good. But since for the most part I got lucky and this is now like in between -9 and -6, it should be fine. After that, yeah, I mean, you're pretty much set. And then, yeah. Sadly, I don't have vocals on this one, but the vocals will sound a lot like it won't sound like it's deep in the mix with all these plugins and whatnot to help it. But then after that, just want to go up here, file, export, and then MP3, and then yeah, do that. And then after you do that, you want to go to at least for me, I go to SoundCloud since that's the only thing I'm good at. You want to go profile or upload, and then choose file, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I mean, this is just a tutorial to at least like get people to be able to at least, you know, do something, since the NXP video that I learned from wasn't the best. It was an hour long and a lot of stuff was redundant, but of course it was a stream, and it was from 2019, and it was like the lowest quality possible. I mean, I hope this helped you, but if it didn't, I'm sorry. But one more thing to also look at, generally look at like how at least for this genre, how rock, like how people in rock usually mix their stuff, whether it's like grunge or alt rock or blues or this or that. Generally for this genre though, just like generic rock music, that would be just the best to look and see how to actually pan and do this, since I just learned this from just doing shitty songs, and it's not really the best at all, but you know, it's something just to get people out there, just to like a starting point, I guess, a base. But yeah, I hope this helped. Thank you for watching, and yeah.